Ladies and gentlemen, now it's too late. Alan Mosley.
Woo! Yeah! Welcome back to It's Too Late. All right. Does that seem longer to you?
I don't know. That
I don't know. My life is falling apart. I can't tell up from down right now. Guys, welcome back for another episode of It's Too Late. I am your host, Alan Mosley, joined as always by the #1 producer in late night. That's right, it's Dave Wolomowski. Dave, how are you doing?
I'm hanging in there. I looked at the date today. It's already...
Sorry, that's as fast as I could. Sorry. I feel like you need one too, you know?
I thought I did something wrong. I looked at the date. It's the 18th. We're already 18 days into January, and that just hit me kind of weird. I thought that was strange, but I'm doing good.
Yeah. I'm kind of ready for spring/summer, but here's the weird thing. I feel like spring is already here because it's been like 68 degrees every day this week here. Like we're having like upper 60s, a lot of rain, but the rain's not bringing in cold. It's just upper 60s and rain again the next day. We're having straight up April weather right now. Yeah. I was out earlier today and I saw 2 dandelions.
Oh, that's weird.
And a mosquito. The only thing I can take solace in is that he'll be dead.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna make it to. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's kick off things here. Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg is back in the news. Do we have a picture of Greta?
Yeah, here. Oh, must older
Get
one.
some dental work done. Greta was released by German police on Tuesday evening after being detained earlier in the day at a protest over the expansion of a coal mine in the western village of Lützerath, which I think in German is I don't know. Yeah. Police confirmed to CNN on Wednesday. You can see her being carried away right here. Now, this is the second time Thunberg has been detained at the site. Police spokesman Christoph Holz told CNN on Tuesday. We know who she was, but she did not get VIP treatment, Holz said. Now, corporate media spread the story of Greta's protest and subsequent detainment far and wide. But I want you to take a look at this video right here that they neglected to show you. We're all smiles. Look at that.
Oh.
Everyone get your camera ready. Yeah. Oh, look, we're laughing. We're having a look. Yeah, you see the microphones in the background too? Yeah, get the shot. Okay, you got the shot. Yeah, let me get a close up. All right.
My goodness.
Yeah, all right, hold her, restrain her. Yeah, make it look like she's being restrained. Okay, are we ready? Greta, you good? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and walk it out. And all right.
Action.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? That's right. Just like most things in the mainstream media, it was all staged.
That's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got to treat them like that, though. You can't just crash skulls, because if you martyr her, then the rest are going to rise up, right?
Not if you martyr them all.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Okay. I guess logic.
Mm-hmm. In celebrity news, another sudden death due to cardiac arrest, this time of Lisa Marie Presley, who was only 54 years old, by the way. Do we have a picture of Lisa Marie Presley?
Yeah, let me bring that up.
Yep, there she is. Oh, rippy.
Wait.
That's too bad.
Wait a minute.
Lisa Marie was the sole surviving heir of course, the legendary artist Elvis Presley. But viewers may also remember her short-lived marriage to the king of pop, Michael Jackson. In this tribute to Presley's passing, ladies and gentlemen, here is Norm Macdonald.
Well, there may be trouble in paradise. Lisa Marie Presley confirmed this week that she and Michael Jackson live in separate residences 50 miles away from each other. Lisa Marie was quoted as saying, "I guess being married to a homosexual pedophile wasn't such a great idea after all." Hey, Lisa Marie Presley said that she and Michael are still together and happy this week. She also made a revelation that she is actually a 9-year-old boy. The nation is still reeling from Thursday's bombshell announcement that Lisa Marie Presley has filed for divorce from Michael Jackson. According to friends, the two were never a good match. She's more of a stay-at-home type, and he's more of a homosexual pedophile.
Wow.
And finally this evening, oh, Dave, listen to this. This is a scandal from my home state of Tennessee that has sent shockwaves across the nation. The small town of Vergne, Tennessee, has been rocked by allegations of wild sexual misconduct among its thin blue line, after a married female officer allegedly had steamy romps with 6 male officers, including illicit on-duty liaisons. Officer Megan Hall and her fellow law officers allegedly engaged in wild sexcapades that included sending dirty pictures, taking her top off at a Girls Gone Wild hot tub party, and having sex with other officers at the Vergne, Tennessee police station. The scandal leaves 11 openings at the department.
Wow.
Guess you could say that the Vergne PD have a lot of holes to fill.
Oh.
They're in quite a sticky situation.
Oh.
You can apply for a job, but you have to be open to any position.
Wow. I guess.
If you ever wonder why the cops haven't shown up yet, it's because they're still coming.
All right. I think that's probably enough.
To be fair, I'm not making fun of that cop because she's a hoe. I'm making fun of that hoe because she's a cop. I'm proud of you, Dave. Thanks. As for the husband of Officer Hall, Park Ranger Jedediah Hall, you can see right here, reports are that Ranger Hall plans to stand by his wife despite the revelations about her improprieties with fellow officers. Boy, some people take the road less traveled, but Jedediah prefers a well-beaten path, if you know what I mean.
Oh.
It's also been uncovered that the Halls had a, quote, open marriage, but that Mr. Hall was not fully on board with the idea. Let me give a quick word of advice for the men out there that might be watching the show. If your wife has a boyfriend, you don't have a wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys, we're going to be back with the meme of the week and the viewer mail right after this commercial break. Welcome back to the show, everybody. Let me tell you about tonight's sponsor, which is Pat Crest Botanicals, which you can find at patcrestbotanicals.com. If you use promo code It's Too Late, all one word, It's Too Late, you get 30% off.
30%?
Or 30% off with promo code It's Too Late.
That's insane.
I actually have some of the Blue Dream 2000. It's got that Delta 8 in it. Makes you feel really good. Yeah, this is, let me read this to you. Sativa. Can we do the camera?
Yeah.
Sativa. Dominant with a sweet, berry, earthy aroma. Blue Dream offers a euphoric, energizing feeling, along with mood elevation.
My goodness. I'm sold.
Okay, good. I was just gonna make sure. Yeah. I was gonna try some tonight, but I think mine's actually expired.
Oh, we were supposed to chug that.
Yeah, because it says 12/15/23. Does that is that for real, or can you is that just a suggestion?
23. That's this year.
Oh no, that's this year. That's right.
Yeah, you're still
It's
good.
not expired.
Yeah.
I should wait until it's expired and then try it.
And then slam it. Yeah.
Because that's when the chemicals start to react. Because I want them reacting in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna get.
That's Pat Crest Botanicals promo code. It's too late. Hey Dave.
Yes, Alan.
What time is it?
It's time for meme of the week.
I can take 6 cops at the same time.
Wow.
Did you see the one with that couple on it that was scale from 1 to 10? How much do you like cops?
No, I didn't. I've seen a lot of memes. I did not see that one.
But we do have a bonus meme. Check out the bonus meme.
Oh no. Oh. The little puzzle I had to put together there.
Yeah. You like the little callback? It's like a callback within a callback.
Yeah, that's good.
A comeback, if you will.
Whoa.
Actually, I have a picture that I want to share with you guys before we move on. I went to dinner at this majestic country rustic restaurant that you may have never seen or heard of before. Around here, we call it Cracker Barrel. So I went to Cracker Barrel, and I want you to take a look at this. They had this on the shelf in the store. That's right. They had Lunchables and mac and cheese and Oscar Mayer. But if you look closely, you realize something's amiss. That's right. Yeah. It's gummy Lunchables and gummy mac and cheese, gummy Oscar Mayer bacon. And if you look at the bottom of the picture there, you can actually see gummy pizza, gummy hot dogs, a gummy burger. And just to prove that it's no fluke, they have Fruit Loops straws. God has left this place. The rapture happened and we were left here, It's like, let's go ahead and answer some viewer mail. So satisfying.
It is.
For my file. Clay Davis writes, Dear Alan and Dave, what is the proper way to fold a fitted bedsheet? Dave, do you guys fold your fitted bed sheets?
Well, I know Mary isn't even gonna give it a try, but I've watched some videos, and I learned somehow you take the one corner, and you reach your hand inside and you tuck it into the corresponding cross corner, and then that should give you a straight line, and then you fold it, and then you crumple it up into a ball and you throw it in the closet and just get on with your life.
Oh, okay. So first of all, way to throw Mary under the bus right at the very beginning.
Right away. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we don't do those anymore. I graduated from all of that to just having a blanket on my bed and then another blanket on top of the blanket.
Yeah. That's
it.
That's the millennial Zoomers. They don't have top sheets. They don't even know what that is.
Yeah, ain't gonna make that time for that. These Oscar Mayer gummies ain't gonna eat themselves. Tim Weissong writes, Dear Alan and Dave, if you had to name yourself, what would your name be? Dave, have you thought about changing your name?
I've gotten used to Dave. I kind of like Dave, but when I was younger, I used to like my middle name, Michael. I was like, that's a cool name. I'd be a cool Mike. That'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what you should do? You should change your name, but D3 has to stay D3. Because then people will be like, yeah, how are you a third? Yeah, yeah, he's still third. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like the name Wyatt because I want to be known as someone who takes justice into my own hands.
Oh.
Yeah.
And the Fed.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming. Let's see. Quentin Proud writes, Dear Alan and Dave, I need some advice about putting mayo on a Hot Pocket. Oh, Dave, this sounds like this is up your alley. Quentin wants to know about putting a mayo on a Hot Pocket. You got any tips?
It. Don't get fancy with it. Just get yourself a little souffle cup or something like that, a little dish, and just put the mayo in there and just dip it. If you spread it around, you're gonna make a mess. I just yeah,
Oh,
just dip. Yeah.
okay, so you're not using it as a spread then. You're using it as a sauce. You're just
Yeah.
wow.
Whoa.
Wow.
Spread or sauce.
Okay.
Huh.
Ryan Seifert writes, "Dear Alan, you're a psychopath." Ryan Seifert writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, if you could erase one thing from human history, what would it be?" I'm not going to read the last part. What would it be? Dave, if you could erase one thing from human history, what would it be?
Uh, I couldn't think of anything, and I think that's the right answer. I think there was a lot of eggs broken to make this omelet, but we're doing pretty good right now, and I'm afraid if I change something, would be back to drawing and quartering and skinning each other. So
Mhm.
I don't want to change anything.
I actually thought about this, and assuming provided that it's not like a butterfly effect thing where if you change one thing in
Yeah.
the past, then it alters the future.
Okay.
I would eliminate myself from before today so that people would just be like, who's this guy? Like the slate would be clean. I could totally
Whoa.
reinvent myself.
Would you
See what
still
I'm
do the
saying?
show, or just gonna
Oh,
start over?
God. No.
Not this.
No, why would I want to be unemployable again after wiping the slate clean? This is ridiculous. All right. What the hell is that?
I have no idea.
Are we getting more phone calls during the show?
I think so, but I don't know where it's coming from.
I don't know. That sounded like Signal to me. Do you use
Yeah.
Signal?
No, it's Messenger, but I don't even have a browser open.
Somebody's
Dude.
trying to call you about your mayonnaise dipping sauce. Literally
it's an
live on
intervention.
air. All right, yeah. Um, Eric Eli writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, what is your favorite women's sports ball to watch?" Uh,
No.
that has to be beach volleyball, right? Just or women's college volleyball, I think. What?
I don't know. I don't watch any women's sports.
What? They're talented.
Is Mary still here?
Okay. All right. Aaron Kentner writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, what is your favorite pair of shoes you own, and why are they your favorite?" Do you have
Oh.
a favorite pair of shoes, Dave?
Actually, it's the pair that I like. The most recent pair is always my favorite pair. I got some New Balances that I got off of a work voucher, and they're my favorite because they're my shoes. I don't have like a collection of shoes.
Okay, great. Okay, I'm so glad this isn't just me then. My answer
Yeah.
is my favorite shoes are the shoes.
Yeah.
They're not a
Like,
shoe. There's the shoes. That's it.
I have the last pair I owned, but I use those to like cut the lawn.
Mhm.
So I guess those not my favorite
Yeah,
anymore.
I
But they
actually
used to
just
be.
got some new shoes. Oh, I guess right around New Year's. I took some of my like Christmas gift card and I got a new pair of
Oh.
shoes, and I'm very happy with them. But that
you get?
means that's it. They're the shoes now.
Yeah.
They didn't get added to the collection. They replaced the previous collection of shoes.
Of shoe. Okay.
Yeah.
The ones with the holes in them. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I got some Skechers this time.
Oh yeah. You can do some
Yeah.
skateboarding.
Or walking without pain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll try walking without pain first.
We'll
and see
start
how
with that. Yeah.
Yeah. D3 writes, "Dear Alan and Dad, what are your picks for the divisional round of the 2023 NFL playoffs? Not the Bills."
Oh my.
Jesus, man.
It's not very reassuring.
Well, what
Anything
the
can happen.
Yeah, anything could happen. Like you could almost lose to a team that has a third string quarterback.
How do you practice for that though? That's how they get you.
How do you practice for that? You practice for that by
You don't-
being more talented than the other team and not almost losing to them. I tell you what, man, it's looking a little dicey there.
It was. That was a lot of anxiety during that Bills game.
I was getting scared because my prediction to you was they would lose in the second round. And I thought, oh man, if they lose in the first round, they'll be mad at me
Yeah.
because I gave them false hope of only losing in the second round. But now we're back on track. We're losing in the second round. I actually picked my Cowboys to lose in the first round, and I was wrong about that too. So now they'll lose in the second round to the 49ers. The Bills are going to lose in the second round to the Bengals. Oh, the Chiefs are just going to mollywop the Jaguars. Oh, my.
Yeah.
That's
probably.
yeah. They're gonna do a Laverne, Tennessee to them. And I'm forgetting. Oh, it's the Eagles. Who are the Eagles playing?
Oh,
Who's the other
have no
NFC team?
idea.
Oh, the Giants. The Eagles are playing the Giants, so it's an NFC East matchup. I would love for the Giants to win just because that would just blow the NFC race wide open. But it's going to be Eagles 49ers in the NFC Championship game, and it's going to be everyone thought it was going to be Chiefs Bills, but they were incorrect. It's going to be Chiefs Bengals in the AFC Championship game. Those are my picks. Sorry, Dave.
okay. You wrong though.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. Patricia Marie says, "Dear Alan and Dave, Coke, Pepsi, RC, or name your brand. What's your go-to cola, Dave?"
Mine is whatever's on sale. Like
Ooh.
if Coke and Pepsi are insane price, and then I might even get store brand, whatever's a buck. Because like I'm stuck in the, I don't know, what is that, the 90s where every 2 liter was $1, and I can't. I can't. I can't do above that.
Yeah. Do you have a particular one that you use for drinks? Like you're gonna mix something?
I mean, I always feel like Coke's better for mixing, but it's still the same rule. I'm not gonna pay like $2.50, $3 for a 2 liter of Coke just to make drinks.
Mm-hmm. Does root beer count in this list?
Oh,
I don't know if it
No.
does. Root beer might be its own thing.
I think it's the battle of Coke and Pepsi. She wants to know where you stand.
Well, because those are colas. So is root beer a cola or is root beer a different
No, root
category?
beer is something different. Yeah.
Because if I was going to pick from all the brown drinks, it would be IBC root beer. It comes in the
stuff.
bottles. Oof. Yeah.
Oh, the glass bottles.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you fancy.
Yeah.
I see.
Well, I mean, the real answer is you don't drink that poison anymore. That's the real.
Yeah, it's bad for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have a little poison as a treat.
That such as Pat Crest Botanicals, which you can find. No, just kidding. Maybe that's why he hasn't gotten back to us. I don't know. Keith McQuarrie writes, "Dear Alan and Dave, have you ever had sleep paralysis? If so, did you see anything crazy? Dave, have you ever had one of them sleep paralysis moments?"
Like I know all about it, like because I listen to a lot of the paranormal podcasts and stuff like that. And there was one time I think I had it just a little bit. It was just the paralysis. It's like I kind of woke up and I could not move for like maybe 3 seconds, but I didn't have a chance to see anything terrifying.
Yeah. I have had I don't remember if I think I told this story way back in the day on like one of the first community streams. And the community streams are great for telling stories because the community streams don't really get put into the playlist. And so they're just in the ether now. You won't find them.
I like the ones that go away.
I took a medication one time that I may or may not have been prescribed. And I had, and that was one of the side effects that I didn't realize at the time.
Really?
I was just like, it's just supposed to be good. And then it turns out one of the potential side effects is like night terrors.
Oh.
And I had the thing where I was laying in bed, but I felt awake. Like I felt like I could look around my room, but it's not like I'm in some fantasy world. I'm in my room in my bed.
Yeah.
And my door, which I always have closed, creaks open. And I can't see the thing, but something is coming into my room and is slowly approaching the foot of the bed. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm going to wait for the intruder to get up close, and then I'm just going to,
Yeah. Pounce.
but I can't move. And I can't move. And so I start doing that thing. I told you about this. Inception is a documentary, not fantasy. If I literally rock myself back and forth as hard as I can wake myself up from a dream that I don't want.
Yeah.
And so as this essence is crawling towards my bed, I'm just sitting here doing this like I got to get out of here. I got to get out of this, whatever this is I'm in. And I wake up, and the weirdest thing is that when I wake up, I'm in my room, in my bed, but it's like early morning, so light is slowly starting to creep in through the blinds, But the ambiance of the light in the room is the same, as if it was 6:23 in my dream, it's 6:23 in real life. And so then you start wondering, was I awake or was I asleep?
I love this stuff.
I don't know. Never doing that shit again. I can tell you that much. All right.
Yeah. No fun.
Carl Huber writes, Dear Alan and Dave, how does mental illness work exactly? A lot like I just described.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
How does mental illness work? That's the question.
Because the way it works is as I just described. Things aren't right, but in your higher brain, you can't tell what's right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dave, when you're like really drunk, do you know you're really drunk?
Usually the next day, but in the moment, I think I'm doing all right. I mean, there's times when, I know, but yeah.
until you feel the jingle of the keys in your pocket, and then it's go time. Yeah. All right. Matt Lacey writes, Dear Alan, don't drink and drive, folks.
No, that's bad.
I know we incentivize it a lot on this program, but don't do it. Unless. Matt Lacey writes, Dear Alan and Dave, have you ever had a pet reptile? Have you ever had any type of alternative pet, Dave, other than like a cat or a dog or a fish?
No. My sister got stuff, but I think that was after she moved out. So we didn't really have reptiles in our house.
Yeah. I don't know. We never had any type of pet other than cats and dogs.
Yeah.
So I've never had any. I did have a friend once that they were really into that. Like they had these 3 or 4 aquariums in one room, but they're not like, with fish. It's just one of them had like big ass spiders in them, like tarantulas or whatever, and the other 3 had various types of snakes. One of them was a rattlesnake.
No kidding.
And he would always be like, yeah, because he would say if you tap on the glass, he might do his rattle. He might get to like see and hear it. And then he would also say, okay, but don't tap on the glass though.
No, they hate that.
And I was like, well, what are you trying to say? Like, are you trying to say tap on the glass so I can hear the rattle, or are you saying don't tap on the glass like he could escape? What are you insinuating? I don't know. So no, I've never been down that road, Matt. Andrew Avery writes, Dear Alan and Dave, if silkworms raced, would it end in a tie?
I mean, it depends, I guess.
Like a tie.
Oh,
because there's silkworms.
Yeah. Those fancy ties. Okay.
And finally this evening, Mary Lynn Wilimowski writes, Dear Alan and Dave, when you die... Oh boy, Dave, here we go.
All right.
When you die, do you want to be buried in a casket or cremated? If cremated, do you want your ashes spread anywhere? Dave, is the life insurance all paid up?
I got paperwork upstairs. She wanted me to up it. I don't know.
Okay. I used to want to be cremated. I used to want to be cremated. Yeah. But I realize now that I want one of those Viking funerals.
Oh, you want to be set ablaze on the ocean?
Yeah. Or in the street. It's whatever.
would have more of an impact, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the modern take on the Viking funeral is it's just a car going down the street as opposed to a boat sailing out of the harbor. Yeah.
It's a flaming body strapped on top of it. That'd be an image. Yeah.
Would you do that for me, Dave? If I go sooner than later, will you be the guy with the fire?
The arrow, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll practice. I'll see what I can do. I'll give it my best shot.
Okay. Thanks. Well, Mary needs to know what your wishes are in case something goes down.
Oh, just toss me out on the curb. I'm done here.
Just throw you out so you can die in the winter. That's right.
No, I mean afterwards for the trash.
And that's it. We got through the whole viewer mail without reading any anti-Semitic comments.
Nice.
There was some in there though, but we dodged them. Yeah, we did a little.
Yeah.
Got around them. Guys, we're gonna be back to talk about why absolutely no one owns their own home. Right after this commercial break. Your ad could be playing right now, reaching thousands of potential customers. Sadly, it's not, but it could be. Find out how to be an advertised sponsor for It's Too Late with Alan Mosley. Email us at info@alanmosley.tv. Close enough. Guys, let me tell you about tonight's other sponsor, which is the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceco.com. If you use promo code It's Too Late, all one word, It's Too Late, you get 10% off your order.
Wow.
Of hot sauces. They have actually they have way more flavors now to choose from than they even did back when we first got some hot sauce.
Yeah.
But this remains my favorite. This is the garlic habanero. Can we get a shot of the garlic habanero?
Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. That's a sweet looking bottle. The sweet looking man.
I mean, some people don't think so, but you know, fuck them anyway. So I'm always blown away that it's 0 calories. You can actually drink this, and it's like infinity sustenance.
Yeah, I should do that.
Yeah.
I don't think I need any calories anymore.
Yeah, right? Like I've reached a point in my life where I'm like, let's not do it anymore.
Yeah, it's perfect efficiency at this
for a
body.
lot of things. Just no more. for a lot of things. Vinegar, water, carrots, habanero peppers, garlic, lime. Is it cumin or cumin?
I like cumin, but it's probably cumin.
I bet you do. And salt. So that's the Tennessee Hot Sauce Company, which you can find at tnhotsauceco.com. Boy, I love when things just come together. So, Dave, as we all know, taxation is what?
Extortion.
Jesus Christ. Taxation is
theft.
That's right. Taxation is theft. And that includes property taxes. I want to read you this article. This is from Billy Binion. Gee, who named anyway? Billy Binion over at Reason Magazine. Believe it or not, there's something good in Reason. Can you even imagine? They fell behind on their property taxes, so the government sold their homes and kept the profits. The Supreme Court has agreed to hear 94-year-old Geraldine Tyler's case challenging home equity theft. Now, I'm going to read a little bit of the article so that we can get a understanding of what that means. So Geraldine Tyler, 94 years old, twilight of her life, in retirement, but she spent the last several years fighting the government from an assisted living facility because she fell behind on her property taxes by $2,300. Now, no one disputes that she owed debt. What is in dispute is if the government acted constitutionally when they, in order to collect the debt, they seized her home, sold it, and then kept the profits. Let me explain. Now, just for sake of knowing, this is still a legal practice in 12 states across the country. In 2010, she had moved out of her condo in Minneapolis in response to a series of local incidents that made her feel unsafe. She relocated to an apartment in a different neighborhood, but struggled to afford both her rent and the property taxes on her condo, accruing that $2,300 sum. The vast majority of what she ended up owing was not the property tax. It was the additional $13,000 in fees, penalties, and interest that the government added, upping the total to about $15,000, more than a 550% increase. Now, she didn't have the $2,300, much less $15,000. So what does the state do? They foreclosed on the condo and they sold it to satisfy the debt. That happens. All right? But this is what shouldn't have happened. After they sold her property for $40,000, she owed $15,000. Instead of giving her the $25,000 remainder, they kept it. They just kept it. This despite that nobody's claiming that she owed anywhere near $40,000. Now, they took the amount, but had her condo been valued at, say, $300,000, it would have proceeded the exact same way. The government would have just been a lot richer because the law says they can do that. They can foreclose on your property, sell it to take care of your outstanding debt, but whatever is left over, they get to keep the change. That actually happened in Towanda Hall of Oakland County, Michigan, where she too accrued a property tax debt. Hall, who lived in a house with her husband and children, set up a payment plan with local authorities. She fell $900 behind schedule. The total bill after penalties, interest, and fees came out to $22,642. You owe $900, fees, boom, $22,000. So what does the government do there? They seize her home. They sell it to collect the debt, and they kept the profit. But her home was worth more than $300,000. What does that mean? After they paid off her debt, they kept the change of $286,000, and she's sans a $300,000 house. Now, what sets those two ladies apart is that they had different fortunes in front of a federal judge. But that may change for victims of home equity theft everywhere, as one received notice on Friday that she'll get to make her case in front of the U.S. Supreme Court.
Nice.
Now, it's standard practice for governments to seize properties when owners fail to pay their taxes. People at city council meetings across the U.S. will debate just how much those taxes should be, that vary wildly, and how much local treasury departments should be tacking on in interest and penalties. We agree that the government can seize the property to collect a debt, says Christina Martin, a senior attorney at Pacific Legal, who's represented both of these ladies. What it can't do is take more than what is owed. Obviously, you shouldn't fall behind on your taxes, because if you do, something like this can happen. But let me read you the list of states. Among the states that allow what they call home equity theft, where the government not only satisfies the debt, but they get to keep the profit: Oregon, Arizona, Colorado, Nebraska, South Dakota, Minnesota, Illinois, Alabama, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, and Maine. That list used to be longer, but several states have thankfully abolished the practice. So I'll give you one here. In Nebraska, people are shocked about how the law actually operates. In that state, people who fall behind on their property taxes are bought out without their knowledge by private investors. They receive no correspondence. They don't even tell you that your house is on the market. That's right.
That's exciting.
Yep. That changes after 3 years ago by when they finally get notice in the mail. Included in that letter is that they have 90 days to satisfy the tax burden, the 14% interest, and additional fees. It's a Herculean task for individuals and families to accomplish when considering that they were struggling to pay the original debt, much less a multi-year accumulation and the associated penalties. If they fail to pay within that 90 days, the county treasurer gives the deed to a private investor who then takes the home, sells it, and keeps the change. So here's the extra level of corruption. In states like Nebraska, there is a private investor that is in bed with the county treasurer
Oh,
in your
no.
county, and the county treasurer then, yeah, I know, just like Megan Hall from Laverne
way.
PD. And so the county treasurer gives your home's deed to that private investor, and that guy is the one who gets to keep the change after he initiates the home sale. So some SOB in your town, your county, gets to keep the equity from your home after he sells it from underneath you. Nebraska is not the only state with an unsavory public-private partnership, which is a distinguishing factor in how states execute home equity theft. Arizona and Illinois, for example, operate similarly, and allowing investment companies to do the government's work for them. The prize is someone's home equity. That's contrasted with states like Minnesota, where Tyler lives, which sees stolen equity deposited straight into the government coffers. They prey after the weak. It's usually elderly people who own their homes outright who don't have a mortgage, and there's usually some kind of intervening situation. It's not just poverty. It could be illness. Something happens in their lives, and they don't have notice of it, and then the home is being taken. In other words, home equity theft targets the most vulnerable people simply by the nature of how it operates. If you fall behind on your taxes, then it stands to reason that you're low income or dealing with a life-altering event, or both. Someone unable to pay a tax debt is unlikely to be able to pay that same debt plus the litany of fines and fees that expanded multiple times over. By the way, here's a divide in the judiciary. At the core of home equity theft cases is the takings clause of the Fifth Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. Nor shall private property be taken for public use, it reads, without just compensation. That seems pretty straightforward to me, right? It's kind of like an eminent domain thing. If they're going to use eminent domain to take your home because they want to build an interstate, they got to pay you for the market value of your home. Like they couldn't just give you $20 and say, get out of your house, right? Tyler's case arrived before a U.S. Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit in October 2021. The question before the judges was this: was it constitutional when the government seized the 94-year-old's condo valued at $93,000, sold it for half of that, and then kept all of the remainder just to satisfy a $15,000 debt? Let me back up on that really quick. So it was the market value of her condo was $93,000. Then they sold it for $40,000, which makes you wonder who they sold it to. They gave somebody a sweetheart
another
deal.
Friend. Yeah.
And then they kept the remainder of above the $15,000. The U.S. Court of Appeals of the Eighth Circuit decided that the answer is yes. It was constitutional. Where state law recognizes no property interest and surplus proceeds from a tax foreclosure sale conducted after adequate notice to the owner, wrote Judge Stephen Colleton, there is no unconstitutional taking. In other words, according to the Eighth Circuit, Tyler and many other people like her simply have no recourse for when the government profits off of their poverty. In every other debt collection context, the debt collector is only allowed to take what is owed, plus the cost of collecting the debt. But here, the government gets to tack on penalties, fees, interest, and then gets to take everything that's left over after that. Go back to that Michigan one for the $300,000 home. Hall, the Michigan resident, had the $300K house taken from her in excess. She also sued. She wishes it didn't have to go that far. I was running around trying to find out who I could talk to. What can I do to stop this from happening? There was really no one there to work with us or help us or even tell us what route to go. Her case went into the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit, and she was joined by 7 other parties who had also met the same fate as her. The judges did not rule similarly in the Sixth Circuit. Their opinion spared no prisoners. The Michigan statute not only self-dealing, it is also an aberration from some 300 years of decisions by English and American courts, which barred precisely the action that Oakland County took here. The government may not decline to recognize long-established interests in property as a device to take them. So this kind of complicates matters this much further, because now you have different plaintiffs in different states suing, those things then going to appellate courts in different districts, in different circuits ruling differently. Who's right and who's wrong? Just kind of depends on what your judge thinks that particular day. Well, you know what that means? That means the Supreme Court's going to weigh in. When you have a whole bunch of different courts ruling separately, that's inevitably what's going to happen. So the U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear the appeal of Tyler, giving the highest rung of the judiciary the opportunity to end home equity theft for everyone. This case identifies a pressing national problem that has festered for decades in the lower courts. This court should put the controversy to rest. Now, she's not alone in her challenge this time. She's attracted supports of advocates of diverse professional affiliations and backgrounds. People who have filed briefs in support of her include the National Taxpayers Union Foundation, the Howard Jarvis Taxpayers Association, the Wisconsin Realtors Association, the AARP Foundation, the Buckeye Institute, the Competitive Enterprise Institute, and the Cato Institute, among others. There aren't many things that unite people these days. Perhaps outright government theft meets the bar. Should Tyler win, it would be a fitting metaphor for justice. A 94-year-old woman who had everything taken from her and who, in the last big fight of her life, toppled that giant. Right. So we'll see how that plays out. I'm going to keep an eye out to see how SCOTUS rules on that. But kind of bringing everything full circle here, I sort of coined this segment as nobody owns their home.
Yep.
If taxation is theft, and property tax is a tax, and it is theft, and you think you own your home, right? You bought a house, you have the deed right here. Maybe you're paying a mortgage, but definitely if you've paid off the mortgage, you owe no one. You own the entire equity of the property. It's your house. It's no one else's house. But is it? If someone can charge you, because think about it. If you live in an apartment and you don't own that apartment, a landlord owns it. You're renting that apartment from them. But if you live in a house that has your name on it, but you're paying the government taxes on that property, you're renting it from them. If you're renting that property from them, you don't really own it, do you?
No.
Nobody owns their own home. It's a sad reality, but I don't know why it just reminded me of this, but I remember my years in the printing business. I owned a company called the Print Stop, and of course, in printing business, we also had personal property taxes. Now, personal property taxes were the property inside the business that was being used to make the business function. I mean, the furniture, the printers, the lights, the desks, the chairs. They would come by and they would assess the property. And then I would have to pay taxes on the property in the building in the same way that you would pay a property tax on a house that you own. That's another tax that they're charging small business owners, by the way, is a personal property tax. Now, here's an interesting little side note, too. I was leasing a property that my business was in. It was a commercial property. I didn't own it. I was leasing it. So I was paying rent to rent that property. My big printing machines were also leased because, surprise, I don't have 6-7 figures lying around. So I was leasing those machines. Those machines weren't purchased. They were leased, and I was paying per usage, right, by clicks on printers. I didn't own that property, and I didn't own those printers, but I'm still paying taxes on them. Yes.
And I'm sure the owners were too.
Oh, yeah. The guy who owned the property that my business was in, he would be paying the property taxes. I was paying personal property taxes on the things inside the property, even when I didn't own those things either.
It's enraging.
Yeah, it makes me mad. It makes me want to not defuse the bombs, you know? I'm going to leave that line in there when I clip this so that people who didn't see the commuter stream will be like,
yeah,
you know,
wait a minute.
Unfollowed.
Yeah. What are we talking about here?
Wow. So whenever we get an update on that, I'm definitely going to share it because I really hope she takes it all the way and wins the case. I mean, she's 94 years old, right? So could we let her have a minute? Could we let her have a minute without the government saying, you know,
But now we don't like the federal government telling the states what to do, though, right?
But we don't like the federal government telling the states what to do. But if they are infringing upon her natural rights, then you'll take a win wherever you can get it.
No.
Because they literally stole money from her.
Yeah.
I'm glad you said that, because this is kind of a mental exercise I share with people. If in no uncertain terms, like take the lady from Michigan, in no uncertain terms, they literally stole $280,000 from her.
Yes.
They stole it. I don't mean in some technicality. I don't mean in interest and fees. They did have a lot of interest and fees. It was like $20,000 something in interest and fees. But they sold a $300,000 house to cover $20,000 in fees and kept the $280,000 as like, oh, well, here you are, my good man. Let me hold on to that. If they can take $280,000 from you and then say you have no recourse, but you're not allowed to do something like go to the Supreme Court to get it back, I guess you're saying it should take matters into my own hands. There's Wyatt again, you know.
There's Wyatt putting armor plating on the bulldozer.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I know we're treading dangerous territory that's going to get us deplatformed, but that's where the armored bulldozers come from. That's exactly what happens. So, I mean, I used to talk about a mental exercise. I've asked a few of my friends before. I said, give me an honest answer. If you turned on the TV and you saw, you know, whatever, there was a shooting at my local supermarket and some people died, it'd make you sad, right? And you'd make, oh, I hope it wasn't someone I know. That's really sad. If you turned on your news and saw that one of the federal buildings was shot up and it turned out to be because of some enraged person like this, would you feel sad? You don't have to answer that, guys. We're going to go back. We're going to be back to wrap up the show right after this commercial break. Don't go away. If you're enjoying tonight's show, consider supporting the program by becoming a member of our Patreon. That's over at patreon.com/Alan Mosley. Like our Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Alan Mosley TV. You can follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Alan Mosley TV. Subscribe to our YouTube page. It's youtube.com/Alan Mosley TV. Uh-oh, we didn't do the thing. Hold on, I'll fix it. There's Odyssey. Odyssey, Alan Mosley TV. And then Anchor FM, favorite podcasting platform of choice. Google, iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. Do people use Spotify more nowadays than the other ones? Is that the big one now?
I think Spotify and iTunes is the big ones.
Okay, well, we're on those.
Yeah, check it out.
Also, really exciting news, you guys. We have a new sponsor. Check this out. It's Fox & Sons Coffee. Fox & Sons. We're actually making them a commercial. They've sent us some coffee. Yes. We're going to make them a commercial. It's going to be really cool. I didn't have time to get the commercial ready this week, but I did want to show you guys that fans of It's Too Late can use code ITL for 15% off their orders of $25 or more. Online orders at foxandsons.com. They're actually sending us a few different types of brews, Dave. I know you're a big coffee guy.
I've been known to drink some coffee.
Yeah? Just when the mood hits you? Or...
Yeah, there's Coffee Dave. Loves his coffee.
Yeah. Dave, do you drink coffee because it's a drink you really enjoy or because it's an emergency?
I think mostly because it's a habit. I just get up and make a coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna try them out. I'll snort a line of each and tell you guys which one I like the most. That's what you do with the coffee, right?
Yeah. Free basic. Yeah.
All right. Are we doing an after party? I'm really tired, man.
I'm gonna leave that up to you. I'm always down for whatever.
Man, people who missed the bomb thing on Monday missed it.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
That was dope. I guess we'll start an after party, and then we'll just kind of see what happens.
All right.
You know? I don't know, the longer I listen to this music, the more I'm thinking I'm just going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll start an after party. It'll only be on Twitch, and then we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Quick adventure.
Guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of It's Too Late. We will see you next week. So would you be sad, Dave?
I'd probably just not focus too much emotional energy on it. I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right.
I mean, they're still humans, I guess.
Are they? I guess. D3 says that we should do some bombs in the after party. Is that slang for drugs?
I don't know what the kids are using now. Words they're using. It's a whole nother language.
They do drugs that we couldn't have even dreamt of.
Oh. Cold. gentlemen, now it's way too late with Alan Mosley.
So what do you think? I thought that was a pretty good show.
Yeah. I wish I was a little more on, but I usually wish that.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. Like sometimes I can feel it. Like I wish there was like some kind of magic potion that would just make you like on and entertaining and.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, that's cocaine. That does exist. Never mind.
Yeah, I thought, isn't that why you drink so much?
No, that's to bury the pain.
Oh.
You
So
should
that's
try
what
it.
I've been doing wrong my whole life.
See?
I haven't been balancing my cocaine out with alcohol.
Yeah. See, you gotta find balance. Can't just do one drug.
This is very true.
Everything in moderation.
Yep. We're getting ready to have like tornado warnings here again. We're having we're having our winter tornado watch.
It's winter tornado season.
Didn't used to be like this. It's that damn climate change, I guess. I don't know.
See, people make fun of us because we have thunder snow, where you have like a real nice snowfall coming down and lightning in the background.
Yeah.
But a snow NATO, would be something different.
It's been a long last week or two.
It seems like it was like a really long time since our last show.
It's felt like that the last few weeks, where it comes time for Wednesday night show, and it feels like we took a week off, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't even take any weeks off for the holidays.
Yeah, it's kind of refreshing, though, because usually, the later it gets, the quicker it goes in life, It's like a roll of toilet paper.
Mary says, I'm back. What you doing? What? They're just hanging out.
Chat.
Yeah.
I don't want to start any big games. I feel like we should keep those sacred for like a full stream.
You're right, Dave. We should just stream for 3 more hours.
Oh. What the hell?
Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll tell my aunt story that I didn't plug into the show. It didn't feel right to put it in there. We're laughing, having a good time, and then just bloop, drop that in.
I think it would have meshed well with the whole taxation theft thing.
Yeah, but it's a totally different subject, like it'd been weird.
Yeah.
So my Aunt Donna, who is my mom's oldest sister, she passed away this past the end of last week or last weekend.
Well, condolences. Sorry.
And it was a very fast thing. It was one of these where I don't feel good, and then it's let's run some tests, and then it's you are going to die of cancer. Goodbye.
That's terrifying.
And then 2 weeks later, it's like, all right, see ya. And that was it. And so, but here's the story. So her husband, Michael, they both worked at the same place, and my Aunt Donna had like taken off from work because she was feeling sick. To then discover, oh, you have like an inoperable tumor and you're dead. You're just dead woman walking. And so obviously she didn't go back to work, needless to say. And Michael then what needed to put in, because he's going to take time off, right? Like the bereavement time or, whatever. And so I'm not going to name the place that they work at, but so at his place of work, you have to file paperwork for when you're going to take time off for this thing in life. Well, his request to take off his bereavement time was denied.
Oh, actually, now I'm putting it together from what you told me earlier. Might be like an FMLA type thing. Which, that would require a lot of paperwork. The Family Medical Leave Act.
Yeah, so like she's still alive. Like he wants
Yeah.
to spend the last days, hours, whatever with her, and then
Yeah,
some
that's probably FMLA. Yeah.
amount
Okay.
of time. And so they denied his request because they said there was two problems. Is you have to have a doctor's note that says what the medical
Yeah.
emergency is.
Okay.
But she had taken off work for an illness because obviously 2 weeks before they didn't know how serious the illness was. She had taken off work for illness and then never gone back to work. And so like they were piling up the demerits in her file of,
Yeah.
oh, you're going to be in so much trouble when you come back.
Unless you get a doctor's excuse.
Yeah, unless you get a doctor's excuse. So when she literally had only days to live, Michael is having to run errands because he has to go get this paperwork filled out. And then to add insult to injury, the workplace says, "Oh, our person, our HR person
HR, yeah.
who files this is like going out of the office on Friday, won't be back till next week. So that means you need to have this on file before the end of business day on Thursday. Otherwise, it's not going to get processed, and they're going to expect you at work." Like, as in, if you just say, screw you, I'm not coming, they will literally treat that as a no-call, no-show.
That'd be so hard to just say, I don't work there anymore. But that's the last thing you need, is to be unemployed. And
Yes,
Ugh.
exactly. I mean, there's definitely layers. There's definitely levels to that game. You could just say, I don't work here anymore. You could say, I'm coming back with my AR. I mean, there's a lot of things you could say.
Did you shut off the other channels?
Oh, let's do that real quick. Wait, hold on.